This situation persisted even into the era of Emperor Wu of Han. The powerful ministers during his later reign, take Huo Guang as an example. He was the half-brother of the renowned general Huo Kubing. Riding on Huo Kubing's meteoric rise, Huo Guang became an imperial attendant. Huo Guang's meticulousness and prudence earned him promotions, eventually becoming chief commandant of imperial chariots and palace council. By Emperor Wu's deathbed, Huo Guang had become one of 4 regents wielding immense power. How powerful was Huo Guang exactly? He once deposed an emperor. Liu He, Marquis of Haihun, lasted less than a month on the throne before being removed. From favored courtier to pillar of authority, his power even overshadowed the emperor himself. Huo Guang stands as a prime example of this phenomenon. Now you might think Qin-Han governance resembles later dynasties, emperors controlling bureaucrats who manage the people. But that's not the whole story. The Qin-Han Empires implemented another crucial system for public administration. This 4th pillar of governance, the commoner rank system, effectively supported imperial rule. Awarding ranks to commoners created society-wide incentives. Originating in Qin's Xiongnu reforms, soldiers earned ranks through battlefield achievements, 1 rank per enemy head taken, boosting Qin's military prowess. Rank holders gained land, better housing, and social prestige beyond military promotion. Thus, these ranks became coveted social honors. The Han inherited this system. Emperor Liu Bang blended Qin and Chu ranking traditions, establishing 20 hierarchical ranks. Historical records list 143 marquises in early Han, with marquis being the highest rank. However, there was distinction between official and commoner ranks. Commoners could only reach the 8th rank, Gongqing. The ranks above 9th, Ludefu, were reserved for officials. Historical evidence shows strict separation between official and commoner ranks. No records show commoners surpassing the 8th rank. Unlike Qin's war-driven system, Han commoners mainly gained ranks through imperial grants during peacetime. The imperial court frequently issued rank-bestowing edicts during imperial successions, crown prince inaugurations, or auspicious signs, demonstrating imperial authority while fostering nationwide celebration. As historian Nishijima Sadao observed, the commoner rank system served as crucial social governance infrastructure in Qin-Han China. This system functioned not just as state honors, but also as effective social control mechanism. The ordinary commoners typically held certain ranks. These became their social identity markers. Possessing a rank meant imperial endorsement of one's social status with corresponding privileges. For instance, ranked individuals could commute punishments through rank forfeiture. Oh, and when destitute, you could even monetize your rank. But losing your rank meant social ostracization from mainstream order. Those stripped of ranks risked becoming slaves, statusless individuals. Only through rare amnesty, coinciding with rank grants, could ex-convicts regain commoner status and restart lives. Thus, since ranks originated from the emperor, social identities became emperor-dependent. Imperial power rooted itself through this psychological control. With this, we've covered Qin-Han's 4 institutional pillars enabling centralized power. But over 4 centuries, the empire also needed ideological support, hence adopting Confucianism. Which brings us to part 2, how Confucianism became state orthodoxy serving the unified empire. Confucianism's rise occurred through 2 phases, mid-Western Han and late Western Han periods. The first phase under emperors Wu, Zhao, and Xuan saw Confucianism entering court doctrine. After Qin's infamous book burning and scholar burying, war-ravaged early Han preferred Hong Lao's non-action philosophy. Confucianism only gained traction later. During Emperor Wu's reign, in 34 BCE, Confucian scholar Dong Zhongshu presented his 3 strategies response to Emperor Wu, articulating the mandate of heaven theory that elevated imperial authority through cosmic connections. derived from the concept of cosmic resonance between heaven and humanity. Emperor Wu had recently emancipated himself from the control of his grandmother, Empress Dowager Du. Eager for reform, he needed fresh ideological foundations. Dong Shu's Confucian theories arrived timely, prompting Emperor Wu to elevate Confucianism as state orthodoxy while suppressing other schools. Thus, Emperor Wu implemented the filial piety and integrity system, selecting officials through Confucian moral criteria. Those demonstrating filial devotion and moral uprightness became prime candidates for recommendation. This mechanism created political opportunities for Confucian scholars. The second phase began in late Western Han, from Emperor Yuan through Wang Mang's regime, when Confucianism transformed into state religion. Emperor Yuan, great-grandson of Wu and son of Xuan, showed strong Confucian leanings even as crown prince. Upon accession, Confucian officials dominated court positions. His tutor Xiaowangji, for instance, was a leading authority on the classic of poetry. Chancellor Wei Xuancheng mastered 3 Confucian classics: poetry, rites, and documents. 2 major developments under Yuan elevated Confucianism to state religion. First, ritual reforms reconstructing state sacrifices. This included imperial ancestral temple rites and heaven-earth worship systems. Previously, 167 imperial temples spanned 68 regions, deemed improper by Confucian standards. Confucian officials replaced these with the 7 temples system, worshipping 7 imperial ancestors. Secondly, the heaven-earth altars, previously scattered across various locations, following warring states' traditions, were relocated to southern or northern suburbs of Chang'an. This established the prototype for later heavenly and earthly altars layout. Simultaneously, Confucianism merged with mystical prophecy studies. Chen Wei combines prophetic Chen and cosmic Wei, concepts absent in pre-Qin Confucianism. Classical Confucian texts never mentioned emperor. How then to justify imperial authority? Qin Confucians couldn't adequately address this dilemma. So Yuan-era Confucians blended yin-yang theories, incorporating mystical prophecies into doctrine. These prophecies appeared on meteorites or bamboo slips, heavenly revelations called Chen-yu. Confucians developed systematic interpretations of these omens, creating prognosticative literature. These new Wei texts complemented classical works while expanding cosmological theories. Notable examples include Xiongnu Wei and Chengqiu Yuanming Bao, expanding classic texts. Thus, through Chen and Wei, Confucianism transformed into state religion. It could predict future events and legitimize imperial power. Though seeming absurd today, this religious Confucianism served crucial historical functions. When Wang Mang seized power during Emperor Peng's reign, he fabricated prophecies like Wang Mang should be true son of heaven to justify usurping Han. By late Western Han, Confucianism dominated imperial ideology through Eastern Han. So far, we've covered Qin Han's institutional and ideological frameworks. But did this imperial energy radiate beyond China's borders? This brings us to part 3, how Qin Han influenced surrounding regions. Historian Nishijima proposed an intriguing perspective. Early East Asia saw Qin Han as both builder and destroyer. China-centered East Asia included Japan, Vietnam, Korea, with Xiongnu and Central Asian states. Peripheral regions became vassal states under Chinese cultural sphere without direct rule. While regarding the Mongolian plateau beyond East Asia, nomadic peoples maintained equal state-to-state relations with China. Nishijima posits, when Qin Han expansion respected this geopolitical pattern, East Asia developed orderly, but when vassal states became commanderies, or nomadic powers like Xiongnu were crushed, the East Asian world faced systemic crisis. This challenges conventional views where emperors expanding territory are celebrated as heroes. From Nishijima's perspective, aggressive conquest damaged regional diversity. not necessarily positive. He cites two historical examples demonstrating Qin Han's dual roles. Early Western Han as regional builder. War-torn Han couldn't dominate East Asia militarily. Emperor Gaozu's northern expedition against Xiongnu backfired spectacularly, resulting in the historic siege of Baidang 200 BCE. Forced into weakness, Han resorted to marriage alliances with Xiongnu Chanus. This established diplomatic parity between the states. Similarly, the Nanyue kingdom emerged in Lingnan region post-Qin collapse. Its King Zhao Tuo, former Qin general, declared independence during civil wars. Unable to conquer Nanyue, Han recognized Zhao's kingship through diplomacy, thus formalizing suzerain-vassal relationship. Similar relations extended to Korean states like Gojoseon. This vassal system initiated East Asia's political framework. Khan granted noble titles to local rulers while respecting their autonomy. This enfeoffment system incorporated peripheral regions into imperial sphere, creating extensive political cultural connections across East Asia. Nishijima links this to Western Han's internal feudal structure, seeing vassal states as external counterparts to internal principalities. Why did Han Empire become East Asia's disruptor during Emperor Wu's reign? After 7 decades of recovery, Emperor Wu abandoned appeasement policies and launched aggressive campaigns. Generals like Wei Qing, Luo Kubing, and Li Guangli achieved decisive victories against Xiongnu. While repelling Xiongnu, Emperor Wu abolished semi-autonomous principalities within Han. Though nominally retaining some kingdoms, the empire effectively operated through centralized commandery county system. Using rebellions as pretext, Emperor Wu annexed Manwei and Korean kingdoms, converting them into imperial commanderies. Per Nishijima, this conquest destroyed East Asia's embryonic multilateral order. Khan's expansion directly contradicted regional diversity preservation. Later, Han's fluctuating power caused East Asian turbulence. By mid-Eastern Han, rebellions erupted among Pian, Goguryeo, and Jiaozi regions, resisting both enfeoffment and commandery systems. The Qin-Han-centered order began crumbling, ushering new era. Thus concludes Qin Han's regional influence analysis. Nishijima views Qin Han as East Asia's colossal core civilization. Its external policies mirrored internal political developments. When strong or unified, it suppressed regional diversity through conquests. After covering institutions, ideology, and influence, Nishijima concludes with 2 symbolic stories. Emperor Guangwu granting Golden Seal to Japanese envoys. The second story involves the King of Hua sending envoys bearing tribute. This demonstrates unified Hua's eagerness for recognition from Eastern Han Dynasty. Nishijima highlights this as Japan's quest for institutional and cultural origins through Chinese lens. These narratives show Japan's early state formation was fundamentally shaped by Chinese authority and civilization. Understanding Japan through Chinese history reflects unique perspective of Japanese historiography. That concludes our exploration of Qin Han Empire. Study notes are below the audio. Until tomorrow,